Well, good morning and welcome to another Munro adventure today. Okay, so the plan for today is Ben Starav and his four neighbours. The route, you can see, is straight behind me, straight up pretty much from sea level to over 1,000 metres. So it's a stunning drive this morning through Glen Etive, my first time through there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to today. It is, however, going to be tough. I think this is around 12 hours, maybe 13 hours, 16 to 17 miles. So yeah, the scenery's been stunning so far though. As you can see, following up these waterfalls and Glencoe and Glen Etive in the background. But anyway, I'll pick you up once I'm further up the first Munro, Ben Starav. Okay, it's turned out to be a beautiful morning now, and it has been relentlessly steep to this point, but I can now see the top. I'll try and show you just now. There's the top just on the right hand side. Nice little ridge to get there. But I'm feeling good, and this weather certainly makes a difference. It's been a strange sort of day, -5.5 down in the Glen, and it's getting warmer as I get higher. One of them sort of days, which is a bit of a bonus really. So anyway, I'll catch up with you once I get to the top of the first Munro. So it looked as if things were about to get quite steep again, and there was this awkward boulder field to navigate towards the top. Oh, finally out of that boulder field, and now I can see the top of the highest Munro for today. Well, there it is, Munro 181. This is Ben Starav, and it's 1,078 metres high. It means hill of the rustling noise. Now, it is the highest of 5 Munros that I'm maybe going to do today. There is a bailout option after 3. I'd like to say it's all downhill from here since the rest are lower, but that is certainly not the case, as that 1,000 plus metre ascent is not even half of what I've got to do today. So anyway, I'm not going to linger here for too long. I'll show you some of the views. So from here, there's a cracking view back down Loch Etive. That's fantastic. And out to the left-hand side of the picture, there is the Dalmalion Munros, and I think it's the pointy peak of Beinn, a Munro that I've still yet to do. And looking north, back to the direction I came from, is back into Glencoe. You can see Bheinn and Beinn. It looks fine from this angle. It actually looks like there's a huge cloud coming my way, so I better hurry this up. But next to that, you can see the snow-capped Ben Nevis. So anyway, like I say, I'm not going to linger here as I've got a huge day ahead of me, so I better head towards the next Munro. Now I can see why this is going to be difficult today. I actually feel pretty good considering the ascent I've already done. You can see Starav behind me there, and this is what's going to be difficult. So there's an out and back, a bit of an outlier out here. So the plan is to go down the ridge here, down to the Beall. I'm going to drop my bag about here, nip up, nip back, and then Munro 3 is here. And then there is another 2 in behind that, but I think we'll worry about that later and see how the legs are after doing these 2. It was a lovely little ridge walk at this part, but it is optional this, as there's a bypass to the right hand side. It wasn't long, however, before I made it to the lowest part of the Beall, where I was going to drop my bag off, and from this point it looked like a long way up towards the next Munro, so hopefully dropping the bag off would make things a little bit easier. Well, that part felt much easier without the bag. If only I could do that for the rest of the route. So this is Munro 182, Beinn and Aighenan, and it means Hill of the Hinds, and is 960 metres. So I'm not going to linger here, as I've got to head all the way back to pick up my bag. So like I say, this is Munro 182. A small milestone. It means that I've only got, I say only, 100 Munros left, so nearly down to double digits. I'm quite concerned actually, as the weather towards the north looks like it's deteriorating. You can see here, back over to Ben Starav, and in this direction is the other trio of Munros still to do today. So like I say, I'm slightly concerned about that weather. I'll maybe do a quick check of the forecast, but for now I'm going to get back to my bag because at the moment I don't have a jacket. Okay, I'll admit it, this is tougher than I expected. It's quite demoralising heading up there knowing that I have to make the descent all the way back, and it's not even just a little bit, it's a substantial amount. But from here I'm going to pick up my bag back here and make it over to Munro number 3. Now hopefully that bit will be a bit easier on the legs than this ascent and descent that I've had so far. I just haven't managed to catch a break, so yeah, it's still bright, that's the main thing. Still nice and warm. I'm having a good day, but yeah, it is going to be a tough and long one. Well, there we have it, the third of today. Ah, feels good to get to this point. Oh, there's been a lot of ascent to get here though. I'll put it on the screen, I'm not sure exactly how much, but it's a fair old go. But this is Glas, Bheinn, Mhor, 997 metres. That means the big grey hill. Now, I am seeing the descent towards number 4. and it looks like I'm dropping down a fair bit again. I'll show you what it looks like up here. So like I just mentioned, there's the next Munro behind me, and you might just be able to see how far down I need to go and across. Behind it, I think that is the rounded lump of the fifth and final one of today. And in this direction, you can see back to the big bulk of Ben Starav. And over there is the second Munro from today. I have to say that is actually one of my least favourite Munros so far, just due to the out and back. I didn't enjoy it at all. So anyway, I'm going to have a little rest here, 5 minutes maybe, and then head to number 4. Okay, so I'm heading back uphill again. Oh, I'm tired. But you can see behind me, that's where I've just came from, across there and down. Now, I was faced with quite a tough decision because there's a path there that goes right back to my van. That would be the easy way out, so I had a little break down there, filled up my water, and I've decided I'm going to crack on and do the other 2 Munros. I've still got plenty of the day left. It's only just gone 2 o'clock, so I've got at least 6-7 hours of daylight left. So oh, there we go. 4th Munro of today, and number 184 for me. This is Stob, Coir, Albannaich, and it's 1,044 metres high, the second highest Munro of today. And I think it means the Scotsman's Coir, something along that lines, I'm not 100% sure. But this is a mountain of great character. Nice grassy slopes on the approach there, which I was quite glad of after the last 3 that were rocky. But off the far side here, it drops straight off, and it's almost Noidar-esque the way that the rocks are showing, so I'll show you some of the views up here. So like I mentioned, it just drops straight off the side of the top here. Fantastic views. As you can see in the distance, there's Ben Nevis. A wee bit of snow on some of the tops over there. Over in this direction, that's actually the Buchel, and the 2 Munros there. Fantastic. It is a spectacular mountain range, this. Some pointy peaks, and my legs are certainly feeling it, that's for sure. But I think it's time to go to this 5th and final Munro of today. This looks tough. Right then, I'll give you a final update before I get to Munro number 5. So I'm pretty much at the lowest point now between the 2. Look at that, that is a spectacular mountain from this angle. But the way ahead is this way. The Munro itself looks like a bit of a rounded lump, to be honest. And I think it's a long descent back to the road, so I'm not looking forward to that part too much, but it'll be good to get this 5th Munro into the bag. I can tell you now, my legs are starting to feel it, so yeah, not too long till I'll be at number 5. Well, here it is, numero 5. Oh, I think I need a seat here. Munro 185. Oh, my legs are starting to seize up now. But this is Meall Aighenan. It's 928 metres high, and it means rounded hill of the birds. Oh, this has been one of my toughest days so far. It must be up there with the most ascent that I've done in one day. It must be close to about 3,000 metres of ascent. It certainly feels more than that anyway, but I can't complain. The views have been stunning today. Difficult hills like I mentioned, but it makes up for it in views. So I might have mentioned earlier, but the descent from here is quite long, probably a couple of hours, and it's about 5 o'clock now. So I'll quickly show you some of the views up here, and then I'll give you my review of today. So again, the view that probably takes the eye the most from here is back to Glencoe and the Beinn. It looks great from this direction. So there's actually a Munro over in this direction. Looks quite close. Stob, I think it is. And then to the right hand side of that must be Bridge of Orkney and down to the Craiglanlarich Munros. The pointy peak, that's got to be Mhor, I think. And yeah, an array of Munros in that direction. So like I say, it's been a long day. Behind me you can actually see most of the peaks that I've done today. Ben Starav is the one hidden behind the previous Munro. Just shows you the distance covered. I think it's 16, 17 miles in total today, so yeah, my legs are going to feel it later on tonight. So anyway, I'm going to head back down towards the road now, where I'll give you my review of today. Right, so that's me back down onto some sort of path now. Thank God, that feels much better on the legs. Behind me, you can see the Munro that I've just come down from. Oh, I've covered some distance today, 17.2 miles so far. I think I've got 2 point something miles, so it's going to be nigh on 20 miles all on foot today, so that must be one of the longest routes that I've ever done. I'll put it up on the screen at the end, the stats of the walk, so I better give my rating out of 10. Quite a tough one to rate really, but I think it gets a strong 8. Starav has to be the highlight. I think that deserves maybe a 9 by itself, but as a route I'll give it an 8. That is a spectacular mountain, rocky ridges, and it's got a bit of everything, great views. That feels like a long time ago actually, considering it was nearly 12 hours ago. So yeah, not a route to be underestimated, that's for sure. I had to keep a good pace most of today, and even with a bit of filming, it's still going to take about 12 and a half, nearly 13 hours. So yeah, I'm going to sleep well tonight, that's for sure. So anyway, that's going to be it for this Munro adventure today. Another 5 in the bag, and a bit of a milestone in there too. So thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you'll join me for some more Munros in the next one.